Hello and welcome to another absolutely beautiful evening here in sunny Nova Scotia, and welcome to my channel, The Optimistic Gardener. My name is Steve Farley. Well, we're well into summer now. The evenings are warm, the days are hot, and all the plants are growing really well. I've done a recent video on top tips to sort of keep all your vegetables happy and healthy, but I thought I would do a little individual one on tomatoes, because they're great plants and we love all the different types of tomatoes and all the different dishes you can do with tomatoes later on in the season. But there's no more plant that's susceptible to problems that the tomato is, whether it be from early wilt to blossom end rot and all the other bizarre and wonderful names for the horrible diseases that lurk and affect the tomato. But there's a few things you can do to stop that and to keep your tomato plant happy and healthy. So let's have a look at the first one.
So you should be able to see here, in between the main branch coming off here and your main stem, you've got a little branch coming out in the middle. So that sucker is going to continue to grow. It may eventually produce some flowers and tomatoes, but in the short growing season we have here in Nova Scotia, and in most places, your most temperate places, it's not going to produce anything. But all it's going to do is going to take the energy away from the plant in growing this leaf. So what we want to do is just pinch that off. There's another one here. Pinch. So you want to be vigilant for these. As the plant grows up, it's going to continue to try and produce these suckers. So just pinch them out as they come along, and that will allow the plant to put all the energy into growing this nice main stem and the flowers, etc., that are coming here and producing real good fruit as you go along. So I've got a real good mulch going around all of my tomato plants here. In this case I'm using leaf mould, and that's protecting the soil underneath, keeping it nice and moist so that your tomato plants have got plenty to drink. It's also obviously suppressing weeds. 75% I'll say of weeds won't be able to get through this couple of inches of leaf mould.
So mulching around your tomato plants, as you said, has the great effect of keeping the plants cool and the roots cool, and keeping the soil underneath damp. But it also goes into helping you with the watering. So watering is another really important part of growing your tomatoes, and regular watering. On a bed like this 6x4, on a normal week, when the temperatures are in the mid-20s or mid-70s Fahrenheit, I'll give it a really good deep soaking once a week. So not just one can of water, but a really good soaking. Make sure everything is wet once a week. But if it's up in the 80s for a good period, I'll probably do it twice a week. And the other thing is, you don't want to be watering the leaves themselves, so you should be watering the earth. And this is where mulching comes in. Often with the splash from the water splashing up the earth, it brings up soil-borne diseases, parasites, all that sort of stuff up against the lower leaves, and that can cause problems. And believe it or not, actually, just even mulching with these with this leaf mould here will prevent splash up. And I actually noticed it this morning. I was watering one of my other beds this morning, and I was thinking this very same thing about mulching. I was thinking, well, surely the watering the mulch is just going to throw that up, but it doesn't. Not as much as the earth splashes up onto the plant. So putting a good mulch down will prevent some of the soil-borne organisms, nasty things coming up onto your plants. And another good thing, what you want to be doing as well, when your tomato plants have got a good height of growth, depending on whether you're big tomato plants or these ones which are just going to be on my cherry tomatoes that don't grow that big. Once you get a good amount of growth, excuse my black fly shuffle, you want to be looking at cutting off the lower leaves that could be dangling around into the soil, and again getting the chance of getting disease. And also cutting off these lower leaves when the plant gets nice and big gives it a chance of a bit more airflow in and around all the tomato plants themselves, and again that will prevent some of the moisture diseases affecting your tomato plants. So there we go. Let me think, have I missed anything else? So we've spoken about taking off the suckers in between your true branches. That ensures that the tomato plant is concentrating all its growth on the real business end. Putting a mulch down is going to keep them nice and moist and cool around the roots and prevent the soil-borne diseases coming up onto your plant. Cutting these lower leaves, like I said again, that's going to prevent the leaves wilting or drooping down onto the ground itself, and help you with the airflow. And I think that's about it. Keep up those and a good regular deep watering, not just a little spray, and watering the earth rather than the plants themselves, or keep your plants happy and healthy and on the way to giving you a real good yield. Job's a good one.